we can start. Hopefully that you guys you had a wonderful day. And today I wanted to do something on what we call the security audit. But what I was suggesting, because I know sometimes the challenge now we are having to start in good time. So I was thinking, are you guys okay if I can do a recorded class? Then I share for you the link.
Yes.
And then now we can also be meeting once in a while just to answer some questions. What do you think, Joy? Joy, you are not talking. You are mute. You are.
You think that can work?
Yes, I'm just thinking what we can do. That will help you to even
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow. I can do all the introduction for all those units. The first introduction, then I will record and send you guys in the YouTube. Then we can be agreeing at least once in a week. Hata kama ni Friday, then we just ask questions generally on all whatever I've posted.
I think that can work.
And is there other people are joining? Ama ni nyinyi tu?
Gladys was to join,
Nderitu
but
atajoini baadaye.
Mm.
Gladys was to join na niliambia ako night shift. She's working out on it, but sasa time is also not on our side.
Did you guys watch what I posted?
Yes, I did.
Bakari ulifanya? Okay, because I can be doing that. So what I'll do tomorrow? Tomorrow I will do introduction all of them. That is security audit, principle of management, business continuity, and corporate governance. Because already we have done the one for environmental literacy. So what we can do is I will just you can mute and if you mute. So what we'll do is that I will record the introduction for all of them, and then you'll watch. Meaning that even in a week I can do maybe 2 or 3 topics. I think that also will help us to go very fast, so that by the time we are sitting for the even cut, tutakuwa tumefanya almost half of what we expected to do. So I think that will be a good way to go, because even when I'm doing even when I'm doing the presentation, I will be using the book you have in, so that it's very easy for you to follow, and then I will be adding external information from different sources that will help us to help. So having said that, today in fact we are just to look at the security audit. And on this security audit, is simply like talking about doing an audit. When you talk about audit, it's just a process of just finding out uh, if the status of things the way they're supposed to be. That, for example, you can audit if the processes are okay. You can audit if the CCTV are working, are capturing the same way they're supposed to capture. You can also audit even the personnel, maybe external security. You can audit. You can audit also even maybe when you talk about maybe policies, okay, on maybe programs, procedures. So when you talk about auditing, it's just about just finding out if everything is there. And now when we talk about now security audit, now we'll be doing things that regarding to the security equipment, security procedures, security maybe policies. Are they working the way they're supposed to work? So before we even talk about audit, we are supposed to plan. And when you do for the planning for audit is what now we call it pre-audit, meaning that you are supposed to plan. You're supposed to arrange for things like schedules. You're supposed to look at the communication, where you are communicating with the people, where you're going to carry the audit, getting that timing, because now sometimes you might plan for audit and the key people that are going to help you to give the information you want are not there, because audit involves things like also interview. You are going to question other people. If for example you want to tell them how to process visitors when they come in, if they process them, maybe they're signing in, how are those books, how are they kept, how are they filled, from there who handle the book, are those people professional, are they trained, do they know how to handle the book? So you see that one you'll have to communicate. And also you'll have to look at things to do with the how the big is the place you are going to do the audit. Okay, is it where you need more people or few people? Can you go there when you leave your place, let's say your office as auditor, and you are going there? How long will it take? So you need to plan, and those come under pre-audit. You need to look at the regulation of those particular company, the policy. What are the policy when it comes to maybe entry on a particular place, asking question, who's supposed to talk about what, who can organize that. So you will cover that. The traveling, I've said you have to organize for traveling. How long will it take you? And also the people you are going to meet. So all that we are going to cover on what we call pre-audit. So pre-audit in simply term is just planning what you are going to do before you get into the process of auditing. And then when you do, after also looking at the pre-audit, you are going to look at now the main audit. Now you have reached the place, now you have to carry the audit. What are the things that we need to do? How do we going to document the place? What are the type of the document we need? Who are the people that we need to meet? Who are the team? How should we communicate them? How to identify the people that have the information that we have? And after that, mpaka ufanye maybe the report. Now after that, you have to go to what you call the post audit. When you talk about post audit, is the activity that you do after the auditing, the reporting, the following up, the recommendation, and if you recommended that there should be training, if you are the people training or the people training, you're meeting with the trainers to identify the areas they should emphasize. And those are all that will happen in post audit. Because now we are covering the pre-audit, audit, and post audit, we must also now how to learn how to create what we call the audit programs. So in the creating of the audit programs, we are going to design a working procedures that can help us to accomplish a particular goal. Because you see, when you are going to do audit, a particular goal that you want to achieve, okay? For you to achieve it and be successful, because a company has called you to do a security audit, or they have called you to do maybe fire audit, or they have called you to do emergency audit. If you find out, are they prepared as a company to deal with any disasters, be it fire, be it flooding, and all that. And then when you will be doing that, like for example, the most common one is fire audit, where you look at the fire extinguisher, the expiry date, are they placed in the right place? Do employee know how to use them? People need, and then let's say from there now you recommended training. So now after they've been training, you have to post audit, you have to confirm they're trained. Are they been put in a right place? Because again, you are going to do also another report. So we need to create a program, okay, audit program that will help us to make sure we cover all that we are going to be auditing, okay. And once you learn how to create that audit program, there's also scoring, okay, where you can score, have you covered those areas as planned, and also as the things that you recommended cover, so that will come and what you call the audit score. And then after that also we are going to look at now the audit selection and training. You might want to train people as a result of maybe some of the things that you'll look at that. Sometimes when you become maybe an auditor on maybe in the line of fire, you're not only auditing, you can also train them how to use the fire. So we need to look at how do, as auditor, we select a particular audit, and also how do we select the training, the best way you can maybe train people when it come to security audit. And then now we are going to look at now, particularly now, the security audit. Now you're auditing security. What are the areas that we need to look at? Look at some templates that we can use in the security audit. And finally, after looking all that, there's some challenges that you face when you go to do auditing. And now we are looking at what are the challenges we can face when you are going to do security audit. And when you face those challenges, how do I address those particular challenges? Meaning that now by the end of the day, after we go through this unit, you are supposed to be able to do audit for a firm, be it security audit.
Amazing.
And then once you are able to do the audit, you are able to also now able to address the issue, tell them how to handle those issues. And also, apart from handling the issue, you are supposed to also to be doing the report. So you can also recommend that you'll be doing maybe a regular audit of the organization all the time. So we'll be looking at that. And there's another template. I know when you look at the work there is a little bit more complex, and there's every case study that we will be looking at. In this case study, what are some of the things that we need to be handling? We'll look at something about now financial audit briefly. We look at the behavior audit. We look at what are the goal and the strategy of the audit, where we have to, there is sometimes you want to reduce maybe the cost. How do reach that? You want to conduct training among the employee so that you can see if there's efficiency. You want to also to prove the access to a particular maybe some of the emergency apparatus, if it is maybe access to things that can help us in doing the fire and all things. And we're going to look at even some incident of that can happen during the audit. For example, this morning I was dealing with one of our clients that they had a fire alarm that rang, and was what we call that now the fault alarm. And this was a hospitality industry, because now the alarm was faulty. It rang, and because it rang, somebody didn't take it serious, and then it has been made in a way, if it rang after 6 minutes, now it will come out with a voice that will portray to every room, every place, that evacuate the building, there's emergency. And imagine, people evacuated the building, visitors from the room, some of them got out of the room when they are not even dressed properly, because it was emergency. Then after going all throughout, we found that it was fault alarm. Okay, it could be maybe because now there is some place where there's always those glass for fire. It will be a place that it was wearing out, where somebody maybe aligusa tu kidogo hivi, and it went to the sensor that there's fire, and now the process started. So during the audit, we are going to look at those alarms. Are they working the way they are supposed to work, or they have what you call the fault, or maybe calls? Okay, so we look at that. We look at the alarm activation, and also we look at which point should the alarm activate. It should be activated when maybe there's a delay, somebody has been notified, and all that. And there we'll all have a number of case studies, that those case studies will help you in case maybe a question is set on a particular maybe topic here. And remembering the case study which we'll be discussing will help us. And I know the little have stepped out when we are discussing this, but what we said, the Rito in short, we are thinking that because of the delays, what we need to look at, I can do a recorded class, and this will be very easy for me to even cover a lot. So like tomorrow, I want to record all the units, and all the units, what I will do, I will record them, the first introduction, the first chapter, so you'll able to get it by tomorrow or tomorrow by 1. Then I will continue recording others. Then we can meet on Friday, every Friday, and the Friday will be tackling some of the questions can be in various units and will be area where I'd handle. So you can look at those areas, maybe look at a particular case study, we discuss, we look at it, and then we see how we can approach. Because one of the things that we agree, we are not only taking these classes to help us maybe pass the exam, but we are looking at after taking this exam, if you have an incident where you have to carry a security audit, you are supposed to be able to carry it effectively. So that's what we agree on, and as I've just said, we'll end up with now that part of now the challenges. We talk about commitment, we talk about budget challenges, because there can be challenges on commitment. The CEO amekataa kusign the order, maybe the cost of the audit they don't want to accept, maybe there are some changes you want to introduce as a result of audit, they don't want to accept. Wanakuambia we angalia, lakini usicomment on this condition of fire extinguisher when they were service. They can also the corruption. Those are the challenges you'll be facing. You'll face things like that maybe the person that's supposed to give you the information is not in the shift, and we are going to look at that budget challenges. Maybe the things that you need to do, they need a lot of money. Where you want to travel, because as we talk in the first unit, we are talking about pre-audit. Pre-audit, we talk about some of the things we need to do before we do the audit. So you find that now the budget can be a challenge, because now they're traveling. Where you're going to do the audit, you cannot go by a road, you need to fly. And now the budget. So we are going to look at those challenges and how do we address those challenges. Sometimes we can be ill prepared of the personnel, the people who are supposed to give you that, and also this technical problem, lack of the knowledge, and all that will look at them. So in short, I'm saying I'm just mentioning part of the introduction, and I've recorded this. I'm going to send for those people who have missed, like when we are starting, and also for your colleague who are planning to join, so they can get the part, or also they can get all the touch of what you are planning to do. You don't need to repeat, just give them the video, they watch, and they're able to see what we are planning. So with those few remarks, unless somebody has a comment, a question uh, for that for today. Any comment, any question, anything somebody can say? Bakari, you want to say something? Yes, I have addressed. I know hata kama ulikuwa umetoka, everything I've said, you'll be able to listen. I will upload this video right now before I go listen to it, and you can share. And you can also comment as you continue. Okay? So I think that's okay. We can call it a day, and I think we'll able to maybe address it from there. Okay? Thank you.